Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the old school RuneScape live stream. What is it now? Campaign 20, week 6, day 5. So today, of course, we got the first Vault event in many Vault events that we're going to be getting soon. Let's see, do I still have it up? I do. So of course, we have a Vault event weekend pretty much every other weekend for this entire month. We have one right now, of course. This is right now. As well as the new mythic that we covered a video on earlier today, if you didn't already catch that. It's okay. It's a skull spammer with Doomstorm and some true damage. Situational when you bring it out, but there's a lot of categories where you probably are going to use it, but, you know, general teams, you're probably not going to use it that often. But still has its use cases. But we have Vault Weekend now, Vault Weekend in 2 weeks from now, and Vault Weekends 2 weeks from that. So, yeah, a lot of Vault Weekends. Not only that, but after that, we do have the 10-year anniversary of the game. Like 2 weeks after that. So I'm not sure if they're going to do a Vault event for that or what. But yeah, there's a lot of things coming up. Vault event, and then whatever they do for the 10-year anniversary of the game, which is mid-November, which is, you know, around 2 weeks after that as well. So a lot of paloozas going on. A palooza of paloozas, if you will. But anyways, hello everyone. Hello Mark. Hello Mr. Z. Hello Jets. Hello Bill. Hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wait, week 6 again. What do you mean week 6 again? Wait, is it not week 6? Wait, am I off on them? Oh no, wait. Did I do them wrong? Is it not week 6? No, it's week 6. Yeah, it's week 6. I do it based on what campaign week it is. And today's week 6. Yeah, it's week 6. You'd easily tell just by what level this is, assuming you've taken all the things. And yes, we have taken all the things. Nothing left to claim. Oh, did I not buy the pass yet? I need to go do that. Did we even get a good mythic? No, I think it was bad, wasn't it? It was basically weaker than the legend we got, like, right before the thing. It deals some true damage to all enemies, which isn't that high, even compared to the mythic we just got. It's pretty bare bones. Boosted by entangles and then dispel them all. No follow-ups, big issue on that. And then just creates 2 entangled gems, which doesn't do much, and can also backfire onto your team, of course. Though he himself does have impervious, and of course your team could also have such. But, I don't know, just doesn't seem worth it. Still gonna get him, though. And mess around with him when he comes out, but it's not that strong. I wouldn't say it's the weakest we've ever had for that, but it's not on the stronger end, unfortunately. Anyways, let's go clear out all the things for some of the dailies real quick, and then we'll probably just spam a bunch of paloozas the rest of the time, as this is the weekend to do so. Of course, we're already farming with the Ironhawk team. I wasn't able to farm too much today, but, you know, we got a little bit of grind in there. As long as we hit like 200-300 or so Volkies. Given that there's 3 paloozas so close together, I'm not sure if we're going to go for the full 300, but I don't know. Whatever we go for, we'll go for. Not really any, like, target goal necessarily. Just have fun, get our resources, and go from there. Because if we don't get a particularly high amount on one, well, 2 weeks later, we got another. And if we don't get a lot on that one, well, 2 weeks later, we have another. So, a lot of resources to be had. Also, hello, Tyrion! Welcome, welcome. Don't use all your resources in one sign-in. Use 5k seals, no mythic, reboot the game, and try again. Rinse and repeat. Is that just a rumor that works? Oh, wait, did he mention something about it? I saw a 45k thing. You think you've given up now? 45k with no mythic? I hope that's glory keys and not gem keys. Because if that's gem keys without a mythic with that is insane. But yeah, I assume that's glory keys. That's still pretty insane, though. That's like 4.5 times over drop rate or so, give or take a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty insane for glory keys. Though even more insane for other keys, though I assume you mean glory. Otherwise, that is exceedingly dry. Like 40 times dry instead of 4 times dry. Hey, we still have some XP boosters to use. Probably should use them. Oh yeah, I never did claim the thing for PvP yet. Actually, I've been slacking a bit on PvP. I was going to go for like leaderboard and everything. And I think my current leaderboard's at like 40,000 right now. Yeah, it is. This was one thing I was concerned with, is everyone on the final week is doing like a mega push. Which even in the Ruby rank they're doing. So I went down to go get like an easy rank 1. And honestly, it might have been easier if we were still in Diamond rank. Because everyone in Ruby is still doing like 50,000 something. And the reason for this is, of course, if you haven't already finished it, this is the final week you can finish any of the PvP goals. And by that, I mean the season thing. So if you haven't already done your 176,000 or the 180,000 on the free side, this is the last 2 days you can do so this weekend. So next 2 days and the rest of today, of course. So Saturday, Sunday, if you haven't already finished it, yeah, definitely make sure to do so. A lot of free stuff just to gain, especially if you paid for it. But even on the free side, a pretty sizable amount of stuff to grab. So highly advised to do so. And this is the final 2 days to grind it until it resets all the way back to 1. And we can go do the pass again. And I personally won't be buying it again. I only just did it the first time just to kind of bolster up all of our stock since we had, you know, 0 of everything initially. Just to kind of show off all the immortals and everything. But going forward, I don't intend to buy it. It was just kind of a one-off thing just to kind of get things rolling. We were able to get pretty much every single objective done. Which ones did we not end up getting? Oh, no, wait. Did I actually miss one of them then? Wait, today is... Yeah, I did. No, I won't get the other reward thingy. Oh, well. So I missed out on 2 of them then across the season. One for missing the daily too many times, one of them. Which, that's actually not that lenient. I'm pretty sure we've missed it less than 10 times. But that's not lenient at all compared to many of these other ones. And this one just requires too much rank. I think we have to like double how much we've gotten this entire season. I think it's almost like 500,000 rating. You need to get this is way too overskilled compared to where everything else is. It's weird that those 2 are so weirdly scaled compared to the others, because all these were pretty straightforward to get automatically without going that far out of your way for. But this one had very little leeway, and this one has like no leeway at all. You really have to power grind for that one. Like you actively have to go out of your way to actually end up getting that. That's fine. It's only like enough to upgrade it by 1 level. It's not that much. It's only 90 tokens. You need 100 per level once you get deep enough. Anyways, I'll go clear all the other things real quick. Anything good for dungeon? Doesn't look like it. No perfect today, unfortunately. No free Dragonite for us. Ooh, ill web. Oh no. Oh no, we got webbed. Actually got silenced the other day too. I think it was, yeah, isn't it Thursdays that's normally yellow? It's always so annoying when you get the silence on a Thursday. I was like, hello Cookie, hope all's been well. Why the cry penguin? What happened? Let's see. Infernape started yesterday, FYI. Oh, are we going to do that this weekend? Or next weekend? When is it available? But if Isabel still needs it, yeah, let me know. Because I could do it tonight or tomorrow or next week if that's when it is. But just let me know. So hello Frank, welcome, welcome. You used about 17k seals and 20k glory to get it today. It's in last 18 months, 30k seals is the most you've ever used to get a mythic. Oh gosh. Wait, 30k seals, I only know it as a key number. So 30k seals is what, 1,500 keys? That's not too bad. 1,500 is not awful, if I'm doing the math right. Because aren't they 200 each, and they don't get a discount? Because I know them as key number, not as seal number. But I believe that's 1,500, unless I'm doing the math wrong. Because I always view them as number of keys opened rather than number of seals opened. Which always throws me off when sometimes people mention it. And I think the same way when it comes to glory keys. Like whenever I mention like 10k glory keys, I'm referring to the actual keys, not the amount of glory spent. If you're talking about amount of glory spent, it's like what, 200k glory? Whenever I refer to like a key, I'm referring to generally, or pretty much always, the number of key rather than the number of resource to buy the keys. You can easily solo it with Iron Hands. Oh, I might end up doing so then. Honestly, a lot of them are pretty soloable if you just go into a public thing and spam click A. Because eventually a meta forms. And as long as enough people are running that meta, like if 2 or 3 people in your lobby are running the meta while you just run like, you know, whatever support, you're generally fine in most of those fights. As long as you run something that's, you know, tanky against it. Let's see, what do we need here? I'll take the convert. I forgot that this spell doesn't it? It doesn't have cleanse. I'm not sure why I thought that had cleanse for a second. Choose, convert, da-da-da. Yeah, it just has the curse dispel. It doesn't actually have cleanse on it. Alright, well, we'll have to stall some turns then until we get rid of the web. Of course, the most useful thing on our entire team is the one to unweb last, as is expected. The weird bot didn't kick out that we went live. Oh no. I wonder if the extra video today confused it. Because of course we posted 2 videos today, one on Gems of War and one on the other game. It's really weird with the other game because the algorithm, I was checking my statistics on it, just out of curiosity on the other video I covered. It was basically like the first proper old school RuneScape video I covered in like 6 years. Not the one I just did today, but the one last week. And the algorithm didn't realize it existed until like a day and a half afterwards. YouTube is really weird. like it literally was like a flat line of like no views, because obviously most people on the channel don't want to see old school RuneScape stuff necessarily. But until the algorithm realized, it's like, oh yeah, this video exists. it took it about a day and a half before it even started recommending it to like anyone at all. And I assume the one posted today will hopefully do the same. Because if it doesn't, the video just stays in like 0 view hell. Until YouTube realizes it exists and puts it into the algorithm. And if it never does, it just stays in 0 view hell. That's the problem with like basically all new channels. Or if you cover content that isn't like normally stuff covered on your channel. Is if the YouTube algorithm doesn't pick up on it, it doesn't exist. Obviously with like bigger creators, like, you know, you could post like anything and it'll get like 1.5 billion views. So you just naturally get into the algorithm regardless. But if you cover things that aren't like your normal stuff or, you know, or just a smaller channel in general starting out, if YouTube doesn't pick it up on the algorithm, you just get like negative views. It is so weird. It just becomes invisible until YouTube realizes it exists. Oh yeah, I have been keeping up with Underspire though. We're in the final section actually, if I'm not mistaken. We can actually almost reach it with this many torches. It's only Friday too, so yeah, we're pretty close to be able to finish it. Not too bad. Anyways, I'll leave the Underspire for now. I'm not going to do that right now, though. I will go do PvP so we can get the booster going, I guess. So we can double booster. Plus, we have to do either Mystic or what's the other one? Zhejian. Zhejian's an interesting one. That's basically Goblin restriction. So I probably want to go Mystic because the problem why I normally don't go Goblins, if you ever notice I tend to dodge it, it is mostly because the average teams that exist in Goblins are just really good. Like, if you have low rarity stuff, you still have an insanely meta strong team. Whereas for something like Mystics, you need a bit more rarity. Well, then again, I say that. I think we can just run a Beatrix build, can't we? So this is actually the same issue the other one has, because the other one you can run, like, double Truffle and just some Goblins, or even just a 4 times diverse Goblin team, whereas this is quite a bit similar in that you just run double Beatrix as well, just with some stuff. So hello, Tyrion. Hello, Isabel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Supernova. You got the new mythic within 2k gem keys. Nice. The cheapest mythic yet. Really? That's actually kind of expensive. Also use 2k glory keys. Because on average, you should be able to get in about 1,000. Oh yeah, if you guys saw in the video, we actually ended up getting 2 within our first 200, which is insane. But yeah, normally it's on average about 1 every 1,000. But of course, we would get lucky on the one that it is irrelevant if we get lucky on. Because there is absolutely no point in having double of the most recent mythic added to the game. It's just not worth having more than one. Like, having one is fine, but having more than one is very pointless. What am I running as my mana accumulator? All these are not that good. Well, this guy is, but he converts by my blue, which I don't want him to do. If anything, I want these guys creating either blue or green or something. I might just use Soothsayer. Could just use Hero. We're allowed to use Wand, right? I'm just gonna run Wand Hero with, like, Elementals or something. Play it, like, super safe. This will make it a little bit slower to get our Beatrixes going. But once they are... I don't know, is that too slow? That might be too slow. You know, I'll go Mech, I guess, or something. I'm concerned with our hero just blocking mana off of Beatrix. Unless we put, like, one Beatrix in front, one behind. Could also end up working. And I guess we'll go green-blue or even just green. Oh, yeah, one thing I forgot to mention in the video. I meant to. I even used the banner. Do you guys know when they fixed this? They finally re-fixed banner. So originally it was +2, +2, -1, then it was +2, +1, -1, then it was +3, +2, -1, and now it's back to +2, +1, -1. But yeah, they finally fixed that. I meant to mention it in the video. I even said the banner for the one team being like, oh yeah, I'll remember to mention it. And then I proceeded to forget to mention it because I was recording at like 5 a.m. in the morning. But, or 4 a.m. actually. So absurdly early morning. But, yeah, I completely forgot to go mention it. But yeah, they nerfed it back down to what it should be. Which, you know, that's fine. That's what it should be. Just, that thing's on a huge roller coaster at this point. I'm just gonna set to green, I think. Alright, this seems fine. I don't think we'd change anything else. Mortar Aquaria, Wand, double Beatrix. Should get the job done. Don't need anything fancy. They fixed it this week on, like, Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, I thought for a second, like, wait, did they do, like, a Tuesday patch and I didn't think about it? Because I didn't bother checking it, and of course, since we don't stream every single day, they could have actually done a patch on Tuesday. I didn't know it, so I was like panicking when I saw that on Friday. It's like, wait, did they do a random Tuesday patch? And then I checked, it's like, oh no, they didn't. It might have been like a little hotfix kind of thing, but they didn't do like a patch. But yeah, it threw me off for a second because even though, you know, I keep up with the dailies or anything, if it's a very subtle patch, there's a chance, you know, I wouldn't notice it unless it did something like really, really drastic. It's the only problem with us not streaming every single day. Or a couple of problems with it, but one of them is if they kind of do a little sneaky patch out of nowhere, I could actually not see it. But no, it was just a little mini hotfix. It wasn't like a patch. I don't even think they posted any notes or anything on it. It was just mostly to fix a couple bugs, most notably probably that one. Yeah, it's purely a bug fix thing. Oh, there's the double Beatrix team. You're going to see a lot of them here. Is there any problem with this restriction? But I'd rather have double Beatrix than deal with 4 times Goblin teams. Double Beatrix is a lot more tame compared to that. Hey, hello, Isabel. Hope you've been having a wonderful weekend. Hello, Logic Slayer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, so nice to say hello to. Let me go back. I think that's everyone. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful start of your weekend. Oh, yeah, I finally got new glasses, by the way. I'm currently not wearing them. And you probably won't even notice when I'm wearing them because they're actually really similar to what I have now. And gosh, have they gotten expensive. I think because I have no insurance or anything, the entire appointment and everything was a little over 600 bucks. It was so high. Also, I just got Beatrixed. Oh, no. Wait, this is one of the things where I actually have to try to win, too. Oh, no. Oh, no. But yeah, I finally got the new glasses. I did, like, you know, the normal random exam thingy that you would get. Checked for a couple things. Yeah, I got my new pair and everything. But I didn't actually get it yet. Though it'll be very subtle because I was going through them. And I really like ones that have, like, a big, solid black frame. And I was looking for a few different ones. And what's kind of funny is I ended up, well, accidentally, but also just kind of naturally, picking the exact same one that I'm already wearing. Like, I wasn't trying to, and we didn't even realize it at first, but then we'd, like, double-check the number and everything. It's like, oh, yeah, it is the exact same one. Because I was doing it based on feel, which is a bit biased to the one that I'm using right now, because, you know, I was doing it based on, like, the visual, but also on how it felt in my head. But, in doing so, because I'm so used to wearing this one, I naturally ended up picking out basically the exact same thing. And by basically, I mean, like, literally. It's a bit tighter, because it's not adjusted to my head yet. The one I actually get will be, of course. But I just found that really funny. Because I was there for like 10 minutes doing the thing, and it's like, oh yeah, we got back to the exact same one. After everything. We're not going to win this fight. I was just trying just in case we could, but no. Yeah, we got Beatrixed. That's the same reason I didn't want to go do the Goblin area, but it could still happen here too, which is kind of unfortunate. Not much you could do about it other than just don't pick the Beatrix team, but sometimes all 3 of them will be. How come you don't, as you about Palia, if you arrive in stream? How come you don't ask? I assume you mean ask. I do some most of the time. See how Palia has been. Yeah, how has Palia been? I know I've been up to it quite a bit. I haven't actually played it since the event thingy that they had. I did enjoy that little mini event that they had, though. I felt like it was a great way to earn plushies. I personally feel like the natural rate of plushies in that game is really slow. But when they had the festival, like, basically every time you showed up to the festival, they just give you a free plushie. Either through the claw machine or through the, you know, saving up tickets. But I hope they bring that back again pretty soon. I'm glad they're doing that, like, every month or whatever they're doing with it now. Because that was definitely the most fun I had with the game for a while. As I had a lot more immediate progression than a lot of the other things in the game. You'd also really selectively pick what you wanted as well, which is kind of nice. Whereas quite a few of the other rewards in the game are a bit more random. Yeah, we're about to lose our first slot here. Oh, we'll go for that. Yeah, they definitely need more events at the market. There's too much downtime in between. That was probably the biggest downside of it. Only having 2 events and like a multi-minute downtime between events was just too much. They need like back-to-back events or something. Like 3 in a row, 4 in a row. With at most like a minute downtime in between. Almost like a little Mario Party game. Actually, the next Mario Party is coming out, I believe, at the end of this month. They posted a video on it too. I haven't actually looked into it yet. I haven't played a Nintendo game in a long while. I can't remember. What was the last Nintendo game we even played? Was it really Breath of the Wild? I mean, not Breath of the Wild. Age of Calamity. I mean, not Age of Calamity. Tears of the Kingdom. Too many names of games. I'm trying to think. Is Tears of the Kingdom really the last Nintendo game we ever played? It can't be. I don't think it is. I think there was one, like, several months ago that I can't put my finger on what it was. If I check my Switch library, I would know immediately. Yeah, honestly, not much has been really coming out for Nintendo, but that's because, you know, they're kind of at the end of lifespan of the console. PvP battles? You thought this was Vault Weekend. It is. I just didn't do the PvP daily yet, so I figured I'd get that out of the way just so we wouldn't have to do it later. But yes, I will be doing Paloozas as soon as we finish this out. The main reason I wanted to do this now is I wanted to go activate the hour Palooza thingy. That's the main reason I'm trying to do it now, is I want to do an hour of gold boost, soul boost, and XP boost simultaneously. And then we're going to go do that for an hour straight. That's the game plan. That's the whole reason why I'm doing it now. If I already had it queued up, I would have just done it immediately, but I do need to go earn it real quick. Even after we do this, I think we still need to get like 500 PvP points or something. I shouldn't take that long. And then the rest of the time, I'll probably just run like an hour Palooza, which of course like 4 Paloozas. Last Nintendo game I played was Palworld. Ah, yeah, isn't Palworld being sued by them or something? That's funny. Alright, PvP season. They were doing it for a couple reasons, but I think one of them was because they thought that Pokemon would be associated with slavery, not realizing that it's already associated with slavery. I just realized we got a pet gnome. Oh, we had a pet gnome. Well then. Wonderful. Oh, did we not have a pet active? That's kind of sad if so. Alright, we already had a pet active. It didn't matter if we got it or not. Though, it does roll Vault Key chance, by the way. It's the only gnome that still rolls both its normal loot and Vault Key loot. So, we technically lost a Vault Key roll, but not too big a deal. That's so funny. It didn't matter much, though, because we already have a pet active. As it tends to be when you are in an event like this. Oh, yeah, am I missing any of the pets right now? I feel like I'm missing one. This one's from the Season Pass. Yeah, I'm missing Deathlock Dreliak. This was the mythic one that was $5 locked. It is free in Drop Table right now. Problem is you have to RNG for it. So, yeah, the only two we're missing is the Season Pass because I need to go buy it. Once we do, we immediately have it. I am missing the $5 money locked one because I'm just waiting till we get it for free. And I'm missing the rest of the Immortals, which we'll get within 2 more PvP seasons. We might potentially get some of these next PvP season, but I don't think we're going to get all of them next PvP season. Especially if we don't buy the pass, which we're not. So by season 3 of PvP in like 11 weeks from now or 12 weeks from now. So in about 3 months from now, early next year, we'll have every single one of these pets again. Including this guy probably. And definitely this guy by then. Alright. Anyways. How much more PvP do we need? It's not that much. I think we need, like, yeah, a few fights. I just want to get to our double-double. And then once we have that, we should be good to go. Alright, oh yeah, I do need to go clear our bonus real quick, though. Because we are capped out, so I can't actually get any more right now. Oh, so hello, Anderson. Welcome, welcome. How good is the new Droxzoom Mythic? It's okay. It's really good in the restrictions. Like, if you use it for Undead or in Droxzoom and stuff like that. But he's very rarely going to find himself into a team. Is there any team around him? Oh yeah, we covered a bunch in the video earlier today. We covered a whole video with copy-paste on all the teams you could end up running with him. We did like 4 times Undead. We did like a standard team with him. We did a low rarity thing with him. My favorite synergy was probably on the mid-range team where I ran him with Ossifer. Because they both have a Doomskull related convert. One Uber, one normal Doomskull. While having, actually, never mind, they're both normal Doomskull, aren't they? Never mind. But they both have a normal Doomskull convert, one select and one, you know, just on yellow. While having a Storm, while having Curse Stun, and it's been working out pretty well. And technically, that could have been the cheap team, too, because I do kind of consider Ossifer and all the Immortals as low rarity. They're pretty easy to get from any PvP season. Like, if you've already done this PvP season and then go into next PvP season in 3 days, like, you're pretty much guaranteed to get Ossifer if you don't already have it, as long as you do, you know, like, some amount of PvP. It's really accessible. Like, a few hundred burning marks and you're already there. Well, I mean, more than a few hundred, but by, like, 1,000 or 2,000 burning marks, you're already going to have enough to get, like, every Immortal in the game. Alright, once we get to this level 5, we'll just camp middle until we get 5.7k. Then we'll do the double boost on probably, like, 3 to 4 Paloozas for the rest of the stream, then. And that'll be our goal. First, we started at 0 Vault Keys, so it should be pretty easy to track how many we've gotten. Oh yeah, I do need to go double check how many Epic Vault Keys I've gotten. I assume we have gotten 0 so far this weekend. So whatever our number is at is where it is at. Let me go check. I forgot to do so earlier. We are currently at 0 and 1454. And I got like 1 or 2 verse 3s today. I can't remember how many. Not that many. Do definitely need to power farm it more the next 2 days. Got a little distracted with recording both the 2 videos today. One in the morning and one when I woke up. Had Black Dragon done in the special font. It's kind of cool. Kind of funny that they're not in the Black Dragon Guild though. Their name is Black Dragon in special font, but they are not in the Black Dragon Kingdom. Go figure. They're in George Jefferson Kingdom. It is the thing, right? Yeah, Sons of Midnight. Yeah, that's the kingdom name. Yeah, they're not in Black Dragon. Yeah, this guy's running our exact same team. This is pretty much the entire PvP meta right now, though. Juan, Stellarix, give it some mana. Either through Takshaka or Pharaoh. Or even Leprechaun and other things. I'm still curious if they're gonna still nerf Stellarix a wand. There was talk about it, but then they didn't do anything. I still feel like he's slightly overtuned. Wand's just in a weird position. I'm not sure if Wand necessarily needs a nerf. It's more so that it's just such a good utility that you kind of always want to use it. It's not even necessarily overpowered. It's just its flexibility is so high. Which I think is because of the choice mechanic, which I think is where it really shines through, even though I normally just spam the same one over and over again. It does have a really strong ability while also having 2 really good choices for its ability. There's a lot of choice mechanics. You have one that you always click and then one that's like useless. And while generally Wand of Stars, you're clicking the first one 9 out of 10 times, mostly because it's quicker and everything. But it's also like the other option is still like just as strong. It's just you tend to always spam the first one, but the second one's still really good. Where's the emotes? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I need to. I honestly have not looked at them. It's been in my inbox for like 3 weeks now. I probably need to like apologize to him later because I don't know. I'm really weird when it comes to some things like that, where I just get like socially distant from something and never want to like look at it for like days or weeks. And that's how I am with the new emotes right now. Because, like, I want to see them to see how they turned out, but I'm also, like, hesitant. Like, oh, did they come out good? Did they not come out good? So I keep not looking at them. But, yes, Monday night stream, 100%. Or even Sunday night stream, we'll say 1 to 2. I need to go get them queued up and ready to go. Because they've been sitting in my inbox for, like, 3 weeks now. It's almost an entire month. Maybe we'll show them on Sunday night and then try to get them set up by Monday night. I think that's what we'll do. So next stream on Sunday... 100%. I need to go get the emotes queued up. And then on Monday, we'll go utilize some of them or all of them. However many we can. I'm not sure how many joins we currently have on the channel. It is limited based on how many joins you have at the time that you do it. I think we can currently have 8 or 9. But it's based on how many joins you have. Or, you know, like $2 a month thing that we have set up. Which basically just gives you access to the little icon in the emote thing. Oh, hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Where's our live streams? Oh, no. Has Chris not been streaming? We've definitely been streaming less. We've still been doing 3 times a week. I saw, what's his name was up earlier today. But I always forget his name. I'm not sure why. I'm so bad with his name. Cynical. Cynical was up earlier today. Any plans on streaming trading card game, Card Shop? There's now a Pokemon mod for it? That's funny. I have heard of it. I haven't looked at it at all. Is it free? Is it like a paid service, live service game? Is it like an indie game? What kind of game is it? Because I haven't looked into it at all. Though I did see it in passing in like a random thumbnail on YouTube when I was doing something. I didn't bother clicking on it though. Lester. Hello, Dragor. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Oh, yeah, I should make sure I don't get too many points. I need to make sure I get, like... Okay. One more fight, we'll do it. So I want to make sure I didn't overshoot it. It's a management game? It's you running a card shop? Interesting. Alright, let's start the Paloozas up. It's time. We're probably going to run 3 or 4. Probably 4. The only problem with the 4th is we don't get boosted the whole time. Keep in mind the gold booster doesn't actually raise the gold. Like, it raises the base gold. It doesn't raise, like, gnome gold or anything. There's our pity keys already starting up. Alright, let me grab this, which is the whole reason why we did some PvP first. So I can claim this, which I still haven't fixed this, by the way. Claim that, and we're good to go. Alright, let's go do some Paloozas now. It's finally time. Oh yeah, that's something else I didn't set up. I probably should before Sunday night stream too, on the list of things I need to go set up that I keep not doing. I keep trying to click the hotkey for it too. But I don't have a timer for the Palooza. Also, I'm not sure where I'd even put it on screen with how we have it right now. But yeah, I don't have a timer. I can like guesstimate it. My time it'll be like, what, 8:48? But I don't have a specific timer. We will just have to mentally think about it. It's not that big a deal, though. I don't know, do you guys set a timer when you do Paloozas, or do you just kind of crack them open? Do any of you guys actually set a timer? Because I know quite a few people that stream it do. But, you know, if you're just, like, casually opening a Palooza, do you actually set a timer for it? I kind of want to run a poll for that, but now it would be kind of hard to set up a poll. But you can just mention in chat, do you guys actually set a timer when you do a Palooza, or do you just kind of eyeball it? Or just kind of do whatever with it? Because the whole point of using a timer, for any of you that you don't know, is when you're doing a Palooza, you get less loot from every single battle. However, if you start a battle from a Palooza, of course you'll have 4 gnomes. But if you end it after the timer has ended, as in the 15-minute timer of the Palooza, you will get 100% of the loot rather than the reduced loot for your final fight. This is really good for getting more Dragonite from a Dragonite gnome, but it can also just give you more general loot, like if you have some Glory gnomes or something similar. Instead of getting like 50, 100 Glory, you get something like, you know, 1,000 or 500. So it can make quite a bit of a difference. Go live or we riot. To Crisp. How much of a hard carry was Ruby this week? For Underworld? Pretty hard. Or, you know, not hard as in hard, but, you know, like it's really strong. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be utilizing it a lot more now that it's available in free-to-play. It might seem like I haven't used it too much, because one of its bigger purposes is Thursday class events. And, of course, Underspire here and there, like this week. But yeah, it's really strong. It's basically the best on-cast damage when you're looking for, like, dealing damage to all enemies. Like, whenever I show a Black Manticore or Dawnbringer now, I'm basically just showing downgrades to it. For people who don't have the Ruby weapon. Because the Ruby weapon, if you're looking for an AoE, just hero weapon in general, true damage or otherwise, the Ruby weapon is by far the best. Not only is it really good damage, but it's also true damage, and it has extra turn potential, and it has mana accumulation, and it gives you free gold. Which just does so much value. It's one of the strongest weapons in the entire game. Like, if Wand wasn't so good, pretty much everyone would just be using Ruby. But it's kind of offset a lot by Wand existing. But if it wasn't for Wand, you'd be seeing, like, 5 times as many Rubies on teams. It's just the mana accumulation from Wand and utility of Wand generally outweighs the damage of Ruby. But where Ruby really comes into play is in game modes where you don't have access to proper damage, but you do have access to Ruby. You end up getting a lot of value from it. Yeah, I've been skipping class events a lot lately. It's only 25 gems for like 10 minutes of time, which is not bad, but you know, if you just take tribute once, boom, you already got that much. So to some degree, it doesn't feel worth it these days to spend 10 minutes getting 25 gems. When if I just randomly log into the game and click a button, within like 5 seconds, you get like 30 gems. Tribute is just so broken these days. Where every means of farming gems just doesn't seem worth it compared to just logging in and taking a quick tribute randomly throughout the day. Yeah, I ended up running Sacrorex Ruby as my team. I think the high rarity one I showed in the Monday video was the one I ran. It was like a Sacrorex Ruby, Megavore, and one other troop. Which I think exactly what Tyrion mentioned, actually. I believe I use the sea shanty guy that gives you free gold as my empower. Because it converts green to blue and gives you like 60 something gold later in the game. It's based on magic. It gives like 60, 70 gold with the amount of magic we have right now. It takes 1 hour and to get 30 gems compared to 10 minutes for 25. Yes. But the amount of effective time, like tribute to take, let's say theoretically, it takes you 30 seconds to launch Gems of War, or to stop what you're currently doing, launch Gems of War, and click tribute, which takes like 3 seconds of in-game time. But let's say it takes 30 seconds. That means you can take 120 tributes per hour. Even if you only got 10 gems per tribute, like let's say you're in early game, mid game, and let's say your average was only 10 gems a tribute, which is way lower than what you get in end game. Like we're getting like 20, 25 average or something, whatever it is. Something absurd. But let's just say it's 10. That is effectively 1,200 gems per hour from taking tribute. Obviously that 1,200 gems per hour is spread across a long period of time, but is effectively 1,200 gems an hour in early game. Like early mid game. For us, it's close to like 3,600 an hour, or like 3,000 plus an hour, if you count the effective time of taking tribute, and then filling out the entire hour with those tributes. Of course, that implies doing 120 tributes, which could easily take a week or two to do. But the effective time of claiming all those gems is only an hour for like 3,000 in endgame, which is absurdly high, which kind of goes without saying. Obviously, it's over a long duration of time, that hour. But we were effectively getting over 3,000 gems an hour from tribute in endgame, which is a very big number. And it only keeps going up pretty much every week or every month. Because as kingdoms get more upgrades, they get more tribute chance. More tribute chance means more gems simultaneously. More gems simultaneously means more gems per hour. On average. Get dinner like stuck in my mouth. Actually, I had a really good dinner. Basically did like Thanksgiving dinner today. Except with ham instead of turkey. It was really, 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 really good. Probably going to grab more as soon as this stream ends. First thing I'm going to do. Oh yeah, Tyrion and Isabel. Were we doing the Pokemon thing after the stream, or was that a different day? I'm not sure if we ever established it when Isabel got here. Which I'm not sure if Isabel even heard it, because I'm not sure if she was here when you were mentioning it. If you guys want to do it today, let me know. It might take me an hour after the stream, though, just to go grab a bite to eat. Up to Tyrion? Okay, I'm fine with it whenever. Just know if it's tonight, I'll be like half an hour to an hour to grab some food, though. Oh, you were here? Okay. Wasn't sure. It's Vault Event weekend, but you're too tired to care? Oh, no. Well, you can just sleep and eventually just do it a little bit later. Honestly, even if you completely skip a Vault Event weekend, or just do it for like a few hours on one day, because the first few hours that you do a Vault Event weekend gives you by far the best value due to how the pity keys work. So even if you only have like an hour to run a Palooza, it's kind of like what we're doing right now, the amount of loot you get from it is so good. Even if you only have enough time to go run some Explore until you get like a verse to go run one, that's still really worth it. But we have 3 Vault Event weekends this month, so... Well, technically the other one's in like early November, first week of November, but like 3 within a 4-week period. So even if you miss one, you got another one right around the corner. If you miss that one, well, another one right around the corner. It's a very, very dense Vault Weekend month. Alright, tonight's fine. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll probably be ready by like 10:30 for it then. Which is like 2 hours from now. Because we're streaming Gems of War for about another hour and then grabbing a bite to eat. And after that, should be free for tonight. You watch TV and farm on your Switch? Yeah. Honestly, I need to get a better setup for doing my Switch. I currently have no good way of recording Switch right now on the new computer. Whenever I mention I've set up like 75% of the stuff with my new computer, one of that 25% things is I actually can't record my Switch right now in my current setup. I need to go tinker with a couple things, download I think something online and mess with it a little. Because if I go stream the Mario Party that's coming out, I believe at the end of the month, I currently can't. Because I won't be able to on my computer setup. One other thing I need to check to see is if it doesn't have any input delay. Because one issue I could have is, hopefully it won't, but there's a small chance there might be input delay with how I'm going to be doing it. Because I'm going to try to get the screen onto my computer rather than doing on a TV. And there might be some delay with it going through the capture card to my computer screen compared to it going straight to the TV, which I haven't tested that yet either. Yeah, I honestly haven't really been touching the Switch at all. Pokemon kind of burnt me out. And then Nintendo just hasn't really been releasing anything recently. Their most recent thing was like some kind of Zelda spin-off game, but it didn't really interest me much. Their next thing kind of interests me. It's Mario Party, of course, so we'll definitely do that. But after that, they're not really doing anything until like Switch 2. They have that Mario and Luigi thing, but even though we played a couple of those RPGs, I'm not sure if we're going to bother with it. If they do that for something like another Paper Mario game, we definitely will. Like a proper Paper Mario game in an RPG style. But, I don't know. I'm probably going to skip on the Mario Luigi thing that they have coming out in November. I'm just so hyped for Brighter Shores. Yeah, I am still pretty hyped for Brighter Shores. It's supposed to come out the day after my birthday, though it could still be delayed. The time he gave was a approximation. We're playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You got it for your birthday? Nice. Actually, one of my friends gifted it to me on my birthday like several years ago. And we never actually really streamed it. I did like one stream of it, but I never streamed the whole game. But if we ever do, I think we might stream the whole thing with DLC, because the first time I played it, I did it without DLC. But if we ever stream it, I will definitely play it again with DLC. We played Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the entirety of it, on stream, and I enjoyed the story. But I don't feel like the gameplay was as good compared to 2. 2 had a really good balance between gameplay and story. It definitely had a JRPG humor, though. Like, you will know immediately that it's like a JRPG. Torna DLC goes hard. I have heard it's really good. I have never played it yet. I've only ever played the main storyline with no DLC. So if we ever do it, we'll probably do the main storyline with DLC and then probably do the Torna DLC. It's kind of funny because at this point we're basically playing them in reverse order. Though I technically already played 2, but you know, we've only ever streamed 3. So then we'll stream 2 and maybe eventually get around to 1 when it's like super free. Because I'm pretty sure like a year or 2 from now it's going to be like $30 if not cheaper. My biggest issue with 1 and 3 though is the gameplay doesn't seem like it really interested me as much. Whereas I feel like they really nailed the gameplay in the second version. It's a lot more customizable, especially with the 1 unit that you get pretty early on in the game. That is quite literally customizable. But also the combat just feels so much smoother. Makes more sense. It's really intuitive. There's a lot more visual indicators for it. The combo system's kind of cool. I don't feel like I fully mastered it when I ended up playing the first time around, though. It's one of those systems that even after a full playthrough, you probably will know like 20% of how it works. Because it's just so in-depth. It's one of those mechanics that's like almost too like overdone for its own good. But it still ended up working out really nicely. Oh, your son got you the good Starburst, not the all pink? Wait, what are you saying? The all pink is the good Starburst. Oh, wait. Is there a difference between all pink and all watermelon or strawberry, whatever that one is? Because I guess there is a difference. All pink and all strawberry are very different. All pink is bad. All strawberry is good. Maybe that's what you're referring to. Oh, you need variety? Oh. Oh, no, I don't. I could chug down like 1,000 of those pink ones. Actually, that was something I would get quite often when I was waiting at the terminal during college. Because I took the public bus system during college because I didn't have a ride or anything. Or a car or anything. So I didn't... so basically, if I needed groceries or to get to college or anything else, I simply did it via the public transit system. And, of course, they have a bunch of vending machines there for, like, you know, drink, soda, candy, and stuff. And one thing I would almost always go for, it was if I was feeling a little munchy, was the Starburst. and they would always have the normal Starburst and then the all strawberry Starburst. And almost every single time I would go for the all strawberry one. But yeah, they do have like an all pink one, I think, as well. The all pink one's not as good. The all strawberry one is so good, though. It's their best flavor. It's just definitively their best one. It's not even close. Otherwise, they wouldn't have an all strawberry pack. Take the bait? What was the bait? I didn't see it. I don't see what his bait was. I'm not playing Echoes of Wisdom? No. The new Zelda game? Wait, was that the bait with it? What was the bait? I'm confused. Yeah, cherry is good. It's not the best flavor, though. Ah, there we go. We got full reward on this one. Timer worked out. And by timer, I mean our non-existent timer. All right, let's roll it back. We're going to speedrun 4 Paloozas. Let's keep them going. Pretty much no downtime. Just go Palooza, 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 Palooza. So we can keep those boosts going. Oh no, the new Zelda game that came out. Oh no. I never really played any of those like chippy, more looking Zelda games that they've been releasing recently. They did that with like Link's Awakening or whatever that one was with the big egg and everything. They did it now with like that Zelda spin-off one. I don't know, the art style is kind of cute and everything, but I don't know, it's just not really for me. It definitely seems like it's targeting a younger audience, generally. Like, if it was something like an indie game, choosing that as an art style, I'd be like, okay, that's kind of cool. But for like a AAA publisher to be doing it, it just seems lazy. It just seems like cost-cutting. Like, obviously, if an indie studio is doing it, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You kind of have to. But when like a AAA company is doing it, it's like, oh, you're just trying to like minimize costs while maximizing profit. This kind of rubs me the wrong way. Because it's very obvious they're doing it for cost restrictions or, you know, to make more money. Whereas if an indie studio does something like that, it's like, okay, they're just choosing an art style that's realistic for their, you know, budgetary restraints. It's a huge difference. Pixel art style superior. I haven't played an pixel art style game in a while. Actually, what was the last one we played? I'm trying to think. Am I doing codes tonight? Oh yeah, I am going to do codes tonight. Actually, I should have already handed out like 1 or 2. Let me try to get one real quick. The biggest issue is I still have them on the other computer, so I got to play one click every several interfaces in order to get it there. Also, I'm not even on my live stream on the other computer. That's going to take a moment as well. All right, let me try getting there 1 second. Actually, all right. Okay, get the code on copy paste. All right, 1 step done. Now I need to get to the live stream on the other computer. And I have like a billion tabs open right now, so I have no clue which one it is. I think my other computer has like 100 tabs open. Not even exaggeration. It might even be more than 100. A perfectly sane amount of tabs to have open. I've been pretty good about it on the new computer. I think at any given time I only have like 3 to 10 tabs open. But my other computer right now, the side one, it has, I'm pretty sure, 120 to 150 tabs. Almost all different websites. Alright, here you guys go. Oh, I need to click refresh so I can actually see the stream. We're almost there. I'll start handing out some codes. Start powering through a few as well. I'll hand out next code on like our next Epic Vault key or something so we can hand it out a bit earlier. You shouldn't take us that long. Yeah, let me know when I get an Epic Vault key. In case I miss it. Hello, Kinky! Hope everything's been going well. Alright, let me get this to you guys. There you go. There is the redeem code number 1. We'll have more in a little bit. Yeah, hope has been well and Kinky. Left your like about 40 minutes ago? Nice, thank you. Yeah, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. If you guys haven't seen the Mythic video, we covered it earlier today as well. Because I haven't really mentioned much about it on the stream, but it's mostly because we already covered a whole comprehensive video on it. It's an okay Mythic. It's somewhat skippable. Like, it's not bad. But outside of the restrictions, you're not really going to be using it on a team, I don't feel like. Like in Undead, it's going to be good. In Droxzoom, it's going to be good. In Dwarf, it could probably be used. Some pure color teams, if you want to go skill-oriented, it could be fine. But if you're allowed to use anything in the entire game, you're pretty much never touching it, unfortunately. It's that weird in-between that a lot of troops and mythics and everything is generally in, where it's not bad, but it just doesn't beat the meta. The other issue is skull spam teams just aren't as good these days. Casting is just so broken in current state of game. Cast meta has been around for a good 3 to 5 years now. I think that's one thing that's kind of... Oh, we got an epic Volky. Let's go hand out one. I saw that. After you tracked it for once. I'll go get it to you guys. But that's actually an issue Gems of War has had for a little while now. And I wonder if they're going to do a set of dragons or a set of something in the future to kind of change it. But we've been in a cast meta for probably the longest time in the history of the game. And what I mean by that is casting like mana accumulation troops, more specifically things that do damage on cast, has been the meta for a very long time now. Skull meta has been dead for very, very long. Like the last time it was super broken was Bone Dragon Great Maul, back when Great Maul could 4 times you devour an entire enemy team in one single skull spam cast. And since then, it came back a little bit when Zolgoth was big. Like when Zolgoth was able to infinitely cast. But ever since Zolgoth meta, skull spam teams have never made a comeback. Obviously, Zolgoth team still works. It's still a strategy for Explorer 12 and stuff like that. But you don't really use it that much outside of that context. Maybe in Underworld, if you're going for 500 pure factions leading up to there and stuff. Especially if you lack other options. But you don't really use them for that much these days. Like a lot of limited game modes you don't use them in. Like you don't really use them in the current PvP meta. You don't really use them in a lot of like color restrictions. He's still really good. It's just other things generally kill quicker in most modes. Yeah, Zolgoth for Explorer 12 was meta for the longest time, but even he's slower than Stellaryx now, I'm pretty sure. I haven't actually timed it recently, but I'm almost guaranteed that double cast Stellaryx is quicker than Zolgoth on Explorer 12 now. Obviously, it's a great alternative if you don't have Stellaryx. But I am pretty sure double cast Stellaryx with a quick mana team using Essentia is quicker than running... the team is specifically Stellaryx, double Pharaoh into Essentia. I'm pretty sure that team is quicker than Zolgoth in the current state of the game, as well as forever. Because Stellaryx, if not nerfed, will only gain more of a lead as more magic comes into the game. Whereas Zolgoth doesn't really get better with extra attack damage. Mostly because the team that you run for Explorer 12 is already one-shotting everything. So having extra attack doesn't one-shot things harder, just, you know, it's already one-shotted. So extra stats doesn't help him, whereas extra stats does help Stellaryx. Well, I guess in that context, if you're double casting with Stellaryx, it technically doesn't help. It just makes it easier to reach double cast status with Stellaryx. Or maybe even eventually hit one cast, so I think it's way far off from one-shotting Explorer 12. It's not even close. Zolgoth Slayer tactic is meta in Explorer. It used to be, yes. It's still really good right now. The team is Hero as Slayer. Normally as any weapon that doesn't block or as a mana accumulation weapon. These days you could probably even run Wand with it. Followed by Thrall or any mana accumulation option. Zolgoth. And then Leprechaun. You could also drop your mana accumulation option, like Thrall or whatever you're running, in favor of Skyla. Skyla has Perpetual Skullstorm. And remember earlier when I was mentioning Skullstorm is better than Doom Skullstorm when I was mentioning on like the Mythic video, if you guys saw it? That's basically what I'm referring to. Like in that kind of team, you actually want to put a Skyla on it. You wouldn't want to put the new Mythic on it. Because Doom Skull might sound better than Skullstorm, but your effective extra turn rate, which you really care about with Zolgoth, is better with normal Skullstorm than it is with Doom Skullstorm or Uber Doom Storm. So you normally, if you're going to run a Zolgoth team, you actually want to run it with Skyla. You don't want to run it with something like the new Mythic. You can if you want to. But it's slightly stronger with Skyla. Or anything that has Perpetual Skullstorm. Normal Skullstorm. Yeah, that's the other issue with it. To be able to use a Slayer team, you do need it to be at level 100 so you could do the triple damage burning. The whole reason why Slayer class is used is it has Enrage and your triple damage burning. The only hero class to have so. Also gaining Enrage on kill, so you basically perpetually have Enrage. Because not only do you gain Enrage every extra turn, but every single kill, so you always maintain Enrage once you have Enrage. As you'll be one-shotting everything with your triple damage burning. And that stacks, so you get 4.5 times extra damage, and you hit through traits. So even if they have 50% score reduction or 20% dodge, you still hit through it like it's nothing. The only downside with that team is you do need the enemy team to be burnable. But these days, if you run it with Wand, you do have access to Curse. And that kind of fixes that. So if you run like Wand, Zolgoth, Skyla, Leprechaun, if you run it like that, it's probably the strongest way of running it right now. The only problem with that is you do depend on your Leprechaun to feed Wand, but generally it will. As long as your Wand doesn't miss, that's probably the quickest way to run Zolgoth right now in Explore 12. Is Wand as Slayer hero class, fully maxed with triple damage, burning, and rage. Followed by Zolgoth, Skyla, and Leprechaun. That's probably the strongest way to run a Zolgoth in current meta, as it allows you to do something you weren't able to do in the past, which is Curse for 0 extra slots. Because you're already going to be using Hero. And allows you to Curse for free without losing a turn while still getting mana accumulation. Assuming you don't miss, of course. But assuming you don't miss, it's just free Curse value. Also gives you access to Bless, so that's a little bit less relevant in that context, because Explore 12, you're generally not worrying about status effects most of the time. You're more so worried about burn immunity on the opposing team, depending on where you're running. Because the team kind of falls apart damage-wise when you can't burn them. Because you're not getting your 3 times multiplier, you're just getting the 1.5 times from Enrage, which is not enough to one-shot, but 4.5 times is enough to one-shot. I don't know, I might need to try it again sometime. Honestly, I don't even think I've tried a Zolgoth team with Wand, to be honest. Because it's kind of post-meta at that point. So I've never really given it a chance, but it's definitely really strong. It is an improvement compared to, you know, like Flamer or something with Zolgoth like we did in the past. It wasn't bad back then, it's just we have a better weapon for it now. As is like every team. If in doubt, put a Wand on it. There is almost no wrong time to use a Wand. Like, you can pick any team in existence, and as long as you have at least one damage source on it, Wand is correct. It might not necessarily be your best option in some situations, but as long as you have at least one other damage source on your team, you are perfectly fine putting a Wand on literally everything. It's just a solve-all for basically everything. I think that was one of the reasons why they were kind of considering nerfing it, which they still haven't yet. It's not even necessarily that its ability is strong. It just has so much flexibility that you never need anything else. With the rare exceptions of you need your hero to be the damage source on a team. Which the only time that is applicable is if you're doing Underspire and the Underspire options are all horrible, or you lack the better damage sources. Or various restrictions where there just isn't really any good damage source and you need your hero to pick up the slack for doing so. But a lot of times these days, you don't actually run hero as damage source. Mythics tend to do better damage than anything hero can. Well, hero damage isn't bad with things like Ruby Weapon or even just Black Manacle if you need something basic. The average Mythic tends to do way more damage than what you can end up doing with hero. Between Tesla, Mythics, other things, hero just doesn't do enough damage comparatively. Of course, it makes up for it by having 10 traits and flexibility. But the actual on-cast damage of hero is pretty much comparable to a legend. Like an average legend, not even like a good legend. So stronger legends and stronger mythics tend to out-damage hero by quite a lot. Which is a lot of times why you run Wand. Because you'd rather have a really strong mythic or something similar that does super good damage while using Wand as your mana accumulator. Rather than the other way around, we're using hero as your damage while having, you know, like a low rarity mana accumulator. Well, that still works, it's just not as strong if you already have access to the mythics. Of course, the problem is, of course, having access to the mythics a lot of times. That's a problem in itself. They've been doing some solutions to that, though. Like, I feel like the Immortals was a really good direction. Now newer players have access to just a ton of good damage sources. It basically fixed early game, because I know one big issue you tend to have in early game is no clear path to, like, okay, I have nothing I can really do right now, and I'm kind of stuck on a battle. How am I supposed to farm something better? The answer now is just go to PvP. It's scaled based on your level, so while some of them might be challenging, you'd still be able to get some amount of battles done. as you'll be grouped with people who are also, you know, really low level when you're really low level. But also on top of that, the loot that you're going to be getting from that is just guaranteed mythics, essentially. Aside from Ossifer, they're not as strong as other mythics, but, you know, they are, compared to what you have in early game, they're, like, godlike. At least the good true damage ones anyways. There are a handful of them that are, like, completely pointless even in early game. But the ones that do, like, full amount of true damage to multiple enemies and stuff like that are pretty good. And obviously Ossifer is insane. Like, you get Ossifer in early game, you just got your damage source for the next, like, 100 hours of gameplay. It's not that hard to get. Honestly, out of any update that they've done with PvP, I feel like Immortals was the best one. I'm not a fan of how you have to upgrade them. But what it does for early game, I feel like is a huge, huge, huge improvement. As it fixed the biggest gap in early game being that mythics are too hard to obtain. But now Immortals are basically just hand out free mythics to new players kind of mechanic. Yeah, we got the full loot for that one. Nice. Alright, let's keep going. 2 Paloozas to go. Keep going with the timer. Let's go hand out another code as well. Probably hand out 2 more codes this stream. One right now and one in a little bit. Alright, let me go get you guys another code. Then we'll have one more a little bit later. Let's see what our final tally is by the end of the stream. As far as keys and everything. Because I'm just going to check it all at once. I'm not going to keep checking it like, you know, every 15 minutes right now. You missed the OG PvP? You mean like way back in the day? Well, one nice thing about it, like way back in the day, is you could pretty much just ignore it. Are you talking about like super OG, like before 2017? Or like around the time of 2017? Because super OG PvP, you didn't have to do anything with it. It was the best way to farm gold in the game at the time. But besides that, you could completely ignore it and there was no downside. Oh, not that far back? Okay. So you're talking about like the first time they reworked PvP. Because they've done 2 major reworks. One was back in about 2017 or so. And the other one, of course, was this year. But really old PvP, it was super broken for gold. But there was no reason to play it other than for gold. Like the whole reason you did it was the best gold farming method in the game. Because that was before Explore 12 existed, or even Explore in general. Because back then, they were just those challenges that you did once ever. There wasn't even such a thing as Explore. Like, pretty much the whole end game, when the game first started, was just mess around in PvP and gain, like, absurd amount of gold. There was actually a point when gold farming was actually quicker than the current rate of gold farming. Because there was a little bit of an exploit where the way that it worked is you would actually lose all of your gold from your tribute when someone battled you. So let's say you didn't log in for 5 days and you accumulated a bunch of gold into your kingdom. Of course, that gold accumulation rate was way slower back then compared to what it is today. But there was a weird oversight where the servers wouldn't refresh it after someone got all their gold stolen. So let's say, for example, someone has hoarded 10,000 gold and you fight them. You would then get 10,000 extra gold on top of the gold you would already earned for the fight, which would have been like 12, 15,000, whatever it was. Like, don't remember, but it was over 10,000 a fight for a very quick fight. Or maybe not quick. It took like a minute or so. Or maybe half a minute. I'm not sure what the time to win on average was back then. But basically every fight you could potentially get like 10,000 plus gold if you kept fighting the right people who had a lot of gold stacked up. But the thing is, instead of resetting down from 10,000 to like, you know, 2,000 or whatever it would have been, it stayed at that number. So you could just keep battling people who have like tens of thousands of gold hoarded in their tribute, and then go and keep fighting them over and over and over again. Not directly, but you know, you could like basically jot down the names of all the people who have a higher amount of gold stacked up, and then try to fight only the people that have a higher amount, because it didn't actually tell you how much it was. I think it told you how much you got for like the battle itself, but it didn't tell you like how much gold they had hoarded. So you could just keep a list at any given time of like, okay, these 10 people are like the really juicy ones, and then just try to prioritize this, you know, doing easy fights otherwise, and then trying to skip straight to the really big fights that give you a lot of gold. It's actually how the first person who ever hit 1 billion gold in the game did it. Was with that exploit. There's never a rollback or anything for it, but it was very powerful. It was some of the quickest gold rates that ever existed in the game, even compared to today. You just kept fighting people that would give you 10,000 plus gold every PvP fight. Which was very, very strong. Even by today's standards. Of course, it doesn't work like that anymore, though. It was like that for about a year, year and a half. Before they end up kind of reworking how the PvP system worked in 2017. You need your gold marks. Yeah, well, we'll be able to get a ton more gold marks next week. As soon as the reset happens on Monday, you'll be able to go earn all the ones from the PvP pass again. You'll be able to re-earn all the objectives again. And, yeah, you'll also be able to change your alliance without losing your loyalty as well. Only during next week, though. Not right now. But during next week, it should tell you, too, when you go and switch. But you should be able to switch without losing loyalty. So if you want to go to Dark Alliance or leave Dark Alliance, you'd be able to do so. Main benefit of Dark Alliance is you get slightly more gold marks. The only problem is there's more dailies you have to do every week for PvP. So you have to do about 10 extra fights every single week. But in doing so, you gain like 100 or so extra gold marks, so it's kind of worth it. It's basically a free extra deep book every week. At the cost of not having 20% extra stats in PvP or 40% or whatever they do with it. I think it's 40% now. It was originally 20%, but they buffed it some. At the cost of not having 40% extra PvP stats, you get about anywhere from like 60 to 100 extra gold marks a week. While having to do about 50 extra fights a week. Which, of course, you still have to put in some time to go and get them. But it's basically 1 to 2 gold marks per fight, which is not that bad at all. Am I doing 300 Vault keys this weekend? Probably. I definitely need to go farm more Paloozas, though, this weekend, because I'm starting to run low. I think I'm going to have 15 after stream. But yeah, as long as I have time to get those, we should be able to hit 300 this weekend. By the end of this stream, we should be at, like, 100, counting pity. But I haven't actually checked our RNG on these. We could be getting bad RNG. But we should be at anywhere from 80 to 100 after this stream, so just have to make up the other 200 then. Yeah, we're probably aiming for 300. I don't have, like, a hard goal of 300, though. Like, if we get 250, I'm fine with that this weekend. Because we just have so many Paloozas coming up that, I don't know, we just don't really need to hit, like, a solid goal, necessarily. So whatever we get to, we get to. But yeah, 200, 250, 300, even higher than that, whatever it happens to be. In 2 weeks, we'll be able to do it again, and then 2 weeks after that, we'll be able to do it again. There's just so many coming up in the near future. How many % reduction on VP? VP. Dark Alliance doesn't have any reduction on VP. The VP is based on how quickly you win a fight, which, you know, having 40% extra stats could definitely make that easier. So technically not being in Dark Alliance does give you more VP per fight, because having 40% more stats will allow you to, you know, naturally gain more VP. Not because it gives you more VP, but because the objectives that give you VP are easier to hit with 40% more stats compared to not having it. So technically you do gain VP quicker when you're not in Dark Alliance. Not because you gain more, but because it's quicker to obtain. And, yeah, there's no VP reduction otherwise. It's just the rate at which you can gain VP slightly quicker due to higher stats. So whenever there's like a kill them on turn 1 kind of objective, you get more VP for that and stuff like that. And also, obviously, a battle dying quicker to 40% more stats will also give you more VP in a sense. At least if you're winning like 10-20% quicker, that's effectively 10-20% more VP. Do you believe in the theory that devs ninja nerfed the Vault key drops? I hear that almost every Vault event weekend. Based on the data I have gathered over many years of Vault event weekends, they've only ever buffed it. The only thing they've ever nerfed in regard to Vault keys and Paloozas are the rate at which you get the verse scrolls, which they have nerfed a couple times. But as far as Vault key drop rate, I don't think they have ever nerfed it a single time ever in the history of the game. They have only ever buffed Vault key and Vault key rates. I can't think of a single time in the history of the game where it has ever been nerfed. The only thing that has ever been nerfed into the ground was the rate at which you gain Palooza scrolls, Mostly because it was so broken on launch, and then it was still broken, and then it was still broken, and to this day it is still broken, but it just kind of left it as is. These are really way over-tuned Paloozas. No, keys have never been nerfed ever. They've actually received like 4 different buffs over the time. Some of the buffs that they obtained is higher rate of orbs being in them. Orbs being buffed in general, which is more of an indirect buff, but still a buff. Palooza's existing, which made you get like 10 Vault keys per weekend to like 300 to 1,000. So a huge buff there. That was another buff, so that's a third buff. What else did they buff? Oh yeah, they gave a difficulty setting. So now you can just get a free 20% extra loot on every Vault key you do. So instead of getting normal loot, you get 20% extra. I'm pretty sure they did like one other buff. Yeah, that's like 4 to 5 buffs that have happened to Vault keys over the last like 5 years. Like pretty much every year they buff Vault keys in one way or another. Either directly or indirectly. Never once have they received a nerf, surprisingly. Despite being one of the strongest currencies in the game. They're kind of like one of those lottery ticket currencies, where you get everything from complete junk that you never want to see to some of the best drops in the entire game. Like, we opened an Epic Vault Key the other week, and we got a 900 gem drop from it. It's the highest you can ever get without spending money now that Guild Wars doesn't exist. 900 gems all at once. You finally got that Mythic? Nice! 45k Guild Seals, or Guild Keys, and 130k Glory. Oh gosh, that is so unlucky. I'm glad you finally got it. You can't stop now? Well, if you keep going, you're just going to keep getting the same Mythic, so you should probably stop now. He's the only Mythic in Glory Gym Guild and VIP just drop table. Unless you're opening event keys for the Blackhawk Mythics. But otherwise, he's the only one in drop table. It's why when we did the video earlier, we got double of the new Mythic. Because there's no other Mythic that can drop right now. So we got a double Mythic roll, but both of them are the new one, because the new one's the only thing that can drop right now. In Glory Gym Guild and VIP chests, and will be the case until next week's Friday reset. So if you want the full drop table, you definitely want to wait till after next Friday. But yeah, huge congrats. Alright, our third Palooza should be ending any moment now, I think. I can almost track of the timer at this point. Yeah, it's only one Mythic in the normal keys for a week. And then they'll be in the drop table with everything else. Yeah, Mr. Z will probably get all of the luck in the world if you stop being weird. No. It's all good. But I'm pretty sure that enhances your RNG by like 100 times. So who's buying a new Rainbow Dragon for 2,500 gold marks? Oh, I'm not. Oh, is that hello, Outlander? Not sure if I said hello earlier. I know you've been chatting for a little while, but welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Oh, that's not what I wanted to click. Whoops, fail. But I'm definitely not getting it. Honestly, even at 500 gold marks, we did the math for it the other week, or even I think earlier this week. Even at 500 gold marks, it is not worth it. If you break down the value of a deed book and break down the value of diamonds, each diamond is worth about 2. Which means crafting a select mythic is a cost of about 8,000 gems, effectively. If you count each diamond as worth 2 gems, which is about how much they're worth if you buy them through the bundles every single day and other things like that. As well as like the Sunday bundle, which are way cheaper. But you know, if you balance it all out, it's about 2 gems per diamond. If you buy all the better offers that give you diamonds. Not the really bad ones, but you know, the ones that give you really good ratios. Like the daily dungeon one and stuff like that. But if you did that, it's about 2 gems per diamond. So 8,000 for any select mythic in the game. If you break down 5 deed books, so let's say they took away the 2 on the mythic and made it so it was only 500 gold marks instead of 2,500. 5 deed books, which of course is what 500 gold marks would get you, is 2,500 gems each. Since it is 2,500 gems each, that means even at 500 gold marks for the mythic, it would effectively have a cost of 12,500 gems, compared to any select mythic having a cost of 8,000 gems. Meaning that it is always worth it to not get it. Even if it was 500, it would still be worth it to not get it, and then use diamonds to craft it in the future. It is that bad value. It is so horrifically bad that if you took the 2 off that, it would still not be worth it from the 2,500 cost. And of course, paying 5 times that much is 5 times extra not worth it. It is so overly inflated compared to what it should be. Honestly, even at 300, I would question if it's worth it. At 300 would be the point in which it is technically better gem value. However, you still have to give up 3 deed books to craft it. If it's a bad mythic, you're giving up 3 deed books for a trash mythic. And given I have like infinite diamonds, even if it was 300 gold marks, I would still choose to craft 3 deed books over getting it. Though at that point, it would be a toss-up if you would or wouldn't. That's basically the price it should be, if it was balanced. The mythic should cost 300 gold marks. Or if they're going to make it cost 500, it should come with something extra than just the mythic. Like, give it some extra trait stones or something with it. That wouldn't be worth it to, you know, the average player, but, you know, something to do it. Like, maybe a, you know, like a gold orb or something. To go with it. You know, like a gold glory or something. Just to kind of boost it up a little. Is the rainbow dragon a gay dragon? I forget how much troop art looks like. I saw it earlier, but I didn't really take a good look at it. There's always jokes with the rainbow snake when we end up when it ended up coming out way back when. Maybe it's a drag queen dragon. Ah, there we go. Got our max loot on that one. All right, one more to go. Let's go do it. Also, speaking of PvP books, let me go grab them real quick. If I get a purple, I'll hand out an extra code. How about that? I will hand out an extra code for every purple we roll right now. But yeah, this is super not worth it. Anyways. This one is, though. Okay, no purple. Come on. No purple? Oh, yeah, it seems to be green day. Nope, greens and brown. Boo. We will still hand out another code, but we didn't win the RNG lottery on there. Unfortunate. Okay, let's go run our final Palooza for the stream. Yeah, let's get it going, and then we'll see what our final tally is at the end. And we'll hand out one more redeem code in a little bit. It should cost 2,500 silver. Honestly, we need something to sink silver into. That could be another way to balance it. Make it cost like 300 gold marks and 3,000 silver or something. So 300 gold and 3,000 silver in combination. Now that would be a good balance. Hey, a verse gnome. That's the one I need the second most of. But yeah, I feel like that's a fair balance. 300 gold marks and 3,000 silver for the mythic. That would be priced very fairly. Compared to deed books. And also would give a purpose to using all your silver marks. Of which, beyond getting all the pets, has no purpose currently. Because the only other thing you could dump them into is talismans, and the amount that you get relative to how many you spend is not worth it. I tend to hand out more codes now than when I was streaming daily. I actually don't. I'm getting the same exact amount per month. The reason why it seems like more is our number per stream is obviously way, way, way higher. But our amount per week is basically the exact same. Because I'm still getting the exact same number per month. If anything, I'm actually handing out a little bit less now that I'm doing less streams. Even though we're handing out like 3 to 5 per stream or so. It's less than what we were doing before. Because on average before, I think I was handing out like 10-ish to 12 a week. Across 7 days. So each stream had like 1 or 2, of course. But now it's like 3 to 5 per stream. But if I'm only doing like 3 or 4 streams, since we only stream 3 times a week, let's say I do 3 every stream, which, you know, that feels like a lot. But it's actually less than before. If I only hand out 9 in a week, that's less than the like 12-ish on average I was doing before. Because I'm still getting like 40, 50 codes a month or whatever they're giving me, I don't know. I just see the whole list and put it into a copy-paste. I actually don't know how many the number is. But, because yeah, I'm still pacing them the exact same way. And like this month, for example, I still have, like we're already in October, and I still have like a dozen September codes. Whereas before, I would have been like nearly at 0 right now if we were streaming every day. But yeah, they really gotta reduce the cost of the gold mark dragon by a lot, like a lot. I hope they change that at some point, because in the current state of the game, it's probably one of the biggest scams in the entire game. Aside from a couple of the like $100 money offers that are in the game. But as far as any currency-related scam in the game, I honestly feel like one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest one right now, is spending 2,500 gold marks for the mythic. As you're basically giving up half of a maxed out kingdom for just one mythic. And they're not even good either. Like, so far every mythic that's been coming through that has been very average. Or even slightly below average. Because I believe the one that we're getting, like the one we had this time was below average. I think the one we're getting next time is, I believe, like right at average. Like, they're things you're almost never going to use. Even if you did own it. That reminds me, I still haven't gotten October codes yet, I don't think. Or I did and I just haven't checked my Discord. Which sounds more realistic. Honestly, that's probably what happened. I'll check Discord when I need to go check it for the Pokemon thing with Isabel and Tyrion later. Assuming they're still around for it tonight. I know Isabel will be, I'm just not sure about Tyrion. As soon as we finish out this Palooza, I'm grabbing a bite to eat. And then probably chilling for the rest of the night. Oh, Epic Volkey, nice. Alright, let me go hand out a code. We'll hand out our final code right now for the Epic, I guess. At this point, otherwise it'd be right at the end. Ooh, a chess. Also, I've only seen one Mimic so far this week. Or, you know, this weekend. Still need those 5 times Mimics. I haven't gotten one of those Guardian troops or the Horde Mimic in like 3 years now. I got 2 of them within the first month or 2. And then I proceeded to go 3 years without getting another. If I still needed my first one, I'd be on such a dry streak right now. I believe we're about 5.5 times over drop rate or something for our third. Which of course doesn't matter if we get a third, but we are so dry on the third one. Relative to how much Explore we've done. And how many Horde Mimics we've gotten of the tier 5 variety. But yeah, do any of you guys still need that achievement? Because honestly, it is probably one of the most annoying grinds in the game. Especially since Explore 12 is a bit less relevant compared to when it was first added. When it was like the entire end game was just spam Explore 12. Whereas you can still do that now, it's just a little bit less part of the game than it was back when it was first added. But I would say the 2 worst grinds right now are the 2 most luck-based. The Horde Mimic grind, which is actually achievement 2. And the 6 Guardian Troop grind from Underspire. Which isn't an achievement to have them all, but it's still the hardest grind in the game, I would say. As far as recent grinds they've added. As well as just in general. The biggest issue with it is that you can get duplicates. If it wasn't for duplicates, it wouldn't be that bad. But the fact that you could go like 20, 30, 40 and still not have them all is kind of insane. It's the same issue that the Gem Dragons and Celestial Dragons have, or you know, the egg system. Where, yeah, you can get really lucky like we did and get it in like 6. Or get like unlucky like we did the first time and go like 23 or 24. But you can also go like absurdly unlucky. Like there are people I think who've gone like 100 eggs without getting the right one. Which is why they kind of added the pity system. Like there was a good handful of people who went 50 plus on it. You still don't have the Horde Mimic? Oh, hello, Deem. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Horde Mimic is awful. It requires playing, I forget what the average time is. It depends on your time to kill on Explore 12. But if you were to ran just Explore 12, I think it's on average over 100 hours of Explore 12 per Horde Mimic. It's something absurdly high. Let me see, how many rolls do you get per hour as a decimal? Because it's literally a decimal. Alright, let's say if you did Explore 12, which would give you a higher rate of Horde Mimics because you're cycling chests more often. Let's say it gives you two times an hour. Which means per hour, you're getting what? You would need to go... Let me do some math. No, that can't be right. I'm doing math wrong somewheres. If you roll 2 per hour... Oh yeah, you would only need 5 of them. So it would take 5 hours per roll. Yeah, it would take about 50 hours. If you could do Explore 12 quick enough that you get 2 Horde Mimic thingies every single hour. Of course, it's way slower if you do Explore 1 and other things. But if you just only spammed Explore 12 and got about 2 per hour, it would take about 5 hours until you get a 10% chance to even roll it. So it would take on average about 50 hours to get Horde Mimic of just spamming Explore 12. And that's assuming you go on rate. And that's also assuming you get 2 per hour. You could easily get 0 in an hour or 1 per hour. Let's say it's 1 per hour. That's 100 hours. And let's say you go double over rate. That's 200 hours of just Explore 12. Ran at max efficiency. And of course your team might be slower. You could get unluckier. You could get unlucky and just not getting the Horde, or, you know, even just the normal Mimics to even appear. Because as I recall, it's a 10% chance every chest you take to get a normal Mimic. Then a 10% chance that Horde Mimic is, or, you know, that 2 times becomes a 5 times. And then in that 5 times chest, there's a 10% chance to get the Horde Mimic. I'm not sure if those numbers are exact. They might be slightly different than 10%, but the numbers I was getting when I was originally testing it was a roughly 10% or so. Not sure if anyone data mined otherwise. But if all that's true, it's like 50 to 100 hours to go on drop rate of nothing but max efficiency Explore 12. And of course, if you're doing a bunch of Explore 1, it is substantially longer than that. No, the thing that's currently from the PvP thingy, it won't be in the drop table probably until next Soulforge cycle. I'm not sure how close we are to the current end of next Soulforge cycle, but it won't be in until the next cycle. And next cycle is probably happening like early next year. So probably within the first few months of next year, you'll be able to craft the current PvP 2,500 gold mark mythic. When and what day will be the next stream? Midday stream? I'm not sure. I would have probably done it this weekend if it wasn't for Vault Weekend. Realistically, it's probably going to be sometime next week, like Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or something. I was going to do it this Thursday, but I forgot I had an eye doctor appointment. And then I grabbed lunch for everyone at the household. I just picked up Taco Bell for everyone. So, yeah, and then just kind of chilled for most rest of the day. But like my entire morning and afternoon was just out. And by the time I got back, I was like, didn't really feel like doing much. But, yeah, it was originally going to be this week's Thursday, but at this point it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday next week. What game? It might be Old School RuneScape again? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll try something else. I don't know. What do you guys want to see if we do something else? I know Mr. Z mentioned the card shop game. I could maybe look into that. Because that seems to be like the ultra popular thing right now, based on how many times YouTube has suggested it to me. I don't know, we don't tend to always follow like whatever the trends are at any given time, but if you guys want to see it, I wouldn't mind doing it. I have no clue what it really is, so. Or how much it costs, if it even is cost. I assume it's not free. Card shop game, do it. I might have to do the card shop game then. Does anyone know what it's called? Or how much it is on Steam, if it is even on Steam. Oh, did Soulforge just roll over? Oh, it's going to be a while then. That means we might not get the new Mythic until May. Like the one from the current PvP season. Luckily, it's pretty trash, so it doesn't really matter much. But yeah, maybe we'll try that card shop game. See what it's like. Also, I won't look up any footage of the game either, just so we can go in completely blind. It's like 13 bucks? Okay. That's not too bad. Yeah, we'll go play it on like next Tuesday or Wednesday or something. We'll give it a shot, see what it's like. Rivals of Ether 2 is coming out soon, like Smash Ultimate. Oh yeah, I played the first one with some friends one time. I never ended up buying it though, I don't think. Or was it free? I don't really remember. But, I might need to look into that a little. I do like Smash. I have tried Rivals of Aether. The controls felt a lot weirder to me, though, compared to what I'm used to, even though they're basically a Smash clone. I did have fun with it, though. It didn't really hook me like Smash Ultimate did, though. Or I think I played it for like several hundred hours, Smash Ultimate. Actually, it was the main thing that ended up making me buy a Switch, was for Smash Ultimate initially. Like, it wasn't Breath of the Wild, it wasn't anything else that came out prior. It was a combination of Mario Party and Smash that both came out within like a 1 month period that made me get a Switch. Because Mario Party came out like a month prior and then Smash came out, you know, right after. Two is more like Smash than 1. Okay, I might need to look into it then. Because my two favorite Smash games is definitely the GameCube version and Ultimate, which is the most recent one. The GameCube version just nailed the fun factor. It is also considered the most competitive of any of the Smash games. And the most recent one is just the most developed one. I'm curious to see what Smash will be like on the next console as well. I'm definitely going to be getting the console before it comes out, though. I wonder if the Switch 2 will have any good launch titles. I know the main thing that will probably get me is the Pokemon game on it, which will probably be exclusive to it. Like ZA is probably going to be exclusive to it or something. Legends Arceus ZA. I mean, not Legends Arceus. I mean, Legends ZA or whatever it's called. They better not mess that up, though. I've lost all confidence in Pokemon Company if they somehow mess up the banger that was Legends Arceus. It was like what got me back into Pokemon for like a solid year. Like ultra back into it. But then after playing like every other Pokemon game and everything else, it's like, wait, this was their peak. It's only downhill from here. They peaked at Legends Arceus, and I just really hope they don't go downhill from there. Hoping the next Legends game is even better. Oh, that was our final battle. You call it Za? Za! Yeah, I really hope Pokemon Za is good. Well, we'll find out. Let's see. We'll grab all this. Boom, boom, boom. There's all the redeem codes we handed out. You know what? Let's go ahead and another one. I was mentioning earlier I have such a surplus of codes. Let me do it for all of you who've stuck around this whole time. Well, I'm starting to run low. I only have enough for 2 more streams. I have like 6 codes left. But hopefully I got the October codes because I'm still using the September codes right now. They'll Pal Your World is the launch title. Alright, here you guys go. Here's the redeem code. Enjoy, everyone. Alright, let's go see what our final tally is. Because I haven't actually looked at it this whole time. Alright, we started at 54 Epic Vault Keys, which means we got 10. So we got 10 Epic Vault Keys, which is pretty much on rate for 4. You should be getting about 2.5 or so. And, yeah, that's exactly where we're at. Actually, if anything, we have about 1 more extra Epic Vault Key right now than what we should have. And Vault Key number, yeah, looks pretty clean. You should get about 20 per Palooza, and we're at 83. And I had exactly 0 at the start, which means we got about 21 per Palooza. So, yeah, we did pretty good. We got 21 and 2.5 per Palooza, which is both higher. This should be about 20 per Palooza, and we got 21 about. And this should be 2 per Palooza, and we got 2.5. So not bad at all. We're slightly above average. So yeah, they definitely didn't nerf Vault Key rate. I feel like people mention that like every Vault Weekend. But in all the data I have ever gathered on Vault Weekends, they've never nerfed it. Like sometimes you have unluckier weeks and stuff like that. But this is like exactly on drop rate. If anything, we're slightly on lucky side compared to normal. Ever so barely. But it's pretty much statistically like right on drop rate. So yeah, it's completely normal. And yeah, we'll keep going. Of course, counting pity. What are we at right now? Counting pity, we are at exactly 103. So yeah, we got our 100 for today. So yeah, we're on rate to get 300 this weekend, so hopefully we'll. If we only get 250, I'm not too really concerned about it, just because we have so many Vault Weekends coming up. So if we do go for like 250, that's perfectly fine as well. But yeah, we are exactly on track for 300 this weekend. So as long as we keep it up, we should be good to go. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We will be back on Sunday night to finish out the Vault grind and just kind of conclude everything for the week. Next week, we do have quite a few things kind of happening all at once. We have the new PvP season thing and everything like that. Of course, it's a very busy month as far as overall amount of events. Like pretty much every week we have something going on. This week, of course, we had Vault Event Weekend. Next week we have the PvP season reset. The week after that we have the Halloween event starting and Vault Event Weekend if it wasn't already enough. The week after that's probably the dullest week. It's just more of the Halloween event. And then the week after that we get the Halloween pet and pretty much the conclusion of all the Halloween stuff and a Vault Event Weekend. And my birthday coming up on the 4th. Oh yeah, my birthday's on a Monday this year. It's on the Monday of the 4th. And then the day after, hopefully Brighter Shores comes out. Fingers crossed soon, TM. We'll find out. Yeah, I'm almost guaranteed it's going to be delayed till December, which is kind of unfortunate, but we'll find out. The only good thing about that is I was planning on playing Leagues in Old School RuneScape. And if it does come out in like mid-December, I could probably finish the entirety of Leagues in Old School RuneScape before Brighter Shores comes out, which would actually be ideal than the other way around. So that's the only good thing about it if it does get delayed to further than the 5th. But currently it is scheduled for the 5th, one day after my birthday. Also, I think Mario Party comes out this week, I think. Or this week right here, this one right here. So we'll probably do that sometime that week if it is. And yeah, we'll play the card game sometime next week as well. I think that'd be, what, this Tuesday then probably? Tuesday or Wednesday, 8 for 9, somewhere around there. We'll try out that new card game. Anyways, I'm going to grab a bite to eat. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much for stopping by. Greatly appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.